Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. It is 11:13, second video of the week. Back to the regular scheduled program. Wow, what an exciting week in the market. So let's jump right into it. The backdrop, Trump spoke last night, kind of conflicted with the information he previously said with the war was winding down, was what I heard all of yesterday was the talking points on the news, was that the war is winding down. Then he said it's not winding down. I'm confused. I think everybody is confused. We don't really have a definitive direction what's happening, but I do know the trading has been phenomenal the last couple of days. And kind of like what I mentioned was when you're in a downtrend in a market, or rather a correction, okay, you see this chart, you're going to have these days, it's going to drip, drip, drip down. You're going to have these powerful counter trends, like dead cat bounces, so to say. And they set up really nicely for you to trade those. And I personally have taken advantage this week. This has probably been my best week this year. And I have been actively trading just a little bit more throughout the day. And everybody that I talk to in all my chats, I advise, quick trades, in, out, don't be stagnant, because with one tweet, one piece of information from Trump, or rather anybody, the market can flip on you. So with that said, I'm going to kind of go into what I've been trading, what I still currently hold. This is not a conducive swing trading environment. I study William O'Neill, book that he's written multiple books, but a specific book points out how you buy after corrections. And the way you buy is you look for follow through days. You want to make sure that you're buying into strength and that you're not buying a dead cat bounce that is basically short covering. So you want to see 4 days go, which are 4 follow through days, and then you buy on confirmation. And that's for your swing trades. That doesn't mean that it's 4 consecutive days of up. It just means that you could have 2 days up, like what we had on Tuesday and Wednesday. And we don't want to see today follow below the low of the previous day. And that's okay. We could still get our follow through potentially on Monday. The stock market is closed tomorrow. It is Good Friday. So keep that in mind. There will be no trading tomorrow. So with that said, let's jump into it. The NASDAQ, though, slightly above the 50, I think. So yesterday was a good day again, prior day. This morning we opened up, I'll click back to this. We opened up dead red, and that was probably because of the conversations with Trump from last night. It was a little bit confusing, and so because of that, we opened up low. That low open provided an opportunity for me, and I day traded. I'm out of the morning trades. I am in another trade right now, which I will mention. But first, let's go into just kind of the backdrop. Bitcoin, I always just point it out for everybody. You have nothing to go right home about. Gold down again 2%. I mentioned that I think this is the temporary low. I think we're going to trend back up. Yes, today it's down 2%. I'm not all that worried about it. I think our uptrend is going to continue. This is not financial advice, but rather for educational purposes. I think this is a buyable down day if you're somebody that wants gold, GLD, GLDI, maybe a minor. I kind of told you guys I bought again here. I went under 3-4% here. I bought again here. And now I'm above green, or profitable rather, sorry. I digress. All right. So we got the backdrop there. Let's go into kind of what I'm holding and what I've been trading. The names that I've been trading the last 2 days have been Sienna. I'm out of this trade today. I hit this trade yesterday, hit this trade today, sold a little bit early. I sold it a little bit earlier today, probably about 30 minutes ago. So I'm out of that. This, though, I have to say, when you're looking for stocks coming out of a correction, you want to get strength and leaders. This is a leader. I will look again to both trade this and potentially swing this. It broke out to a high this morning. I caught it yesterday. I caught it today. I really wish I would have held it a little longer, but that's okay. Pigs get slaughtered. I had a great trade on this. Sienna is one that should be on your watch list to trade because this is a strength name. This is a name that in the morning swoosh when it was down, curl right back up. This is a leader in the market, and this is one that should be on your list for both trading and potentially swinging coming out of this. I have traded SanDisk quite regularly now. Again, I traded this on Tuesday, Wednesday, and today, 3 days in a row. I traded SanDisk 3 times in a row. I hit it good. So I'm proud of that trade. This is also another leader in the memory space. that I think is going to come out profitable. And at the end, another leader, I think it's going to hit an all-time high. SanDisk, another one that I will be trading. I love when I'm in a conducive day trading environment and I'm looking for quick trades in the morning. I'm not spending my whole day sitting in front of charts, but what I'm looking for is hyper liquid names that are just strong. And these are the names that I'm focusing on because they're strong. I also traded TQQ also a couple times. Sold this way too early yesterday. Man, I had a great trade from the 2 days prior. Sold that, so I had shares. This is just the NASDAQ on 3 times strength. I am still in SQQ from last week as a hedge. I got in last week. I don't know, maybe I'm green a couple points, but this is just more so for a hedge. For all of those guys that have, or if you're in the belief that the market has more downturn or more downside and you have long-term positions and you want to protect yourself like insurance, this is one. Probably a much more safer one for, oh man, it's a PS, sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, PSQ, sorry. Jeez Louise. I don't trade PSQ, but I'm just pointing it out. This is a way, if again, protection as insurance, if you have a long-term portfolio and you don't want to sell covered calls against your position. I personally sell covered calls against my long shares. I'm not going to get into that, but if you don't want to do that, you can always buy this if your mindset and you believe that the market is going to go down for a period of time and you want some insurance, here you go. Okay. So what am I in? What am I trading? What am I doing? I activated today a oil short. I'm going to point out oil. I have now officially gone short oil. I have done that. Let me point out what you can and can't do here. So I do believe oil is coming down. It might have a temporary spike, but I took it as a regular short. I am not playing options on oil because your premiums are going to get chopped up and I'm not going to do it. So USO is the United States Oil Fund. Depending on what brokerage you have, you can short this. This will not be easy to short in the majority of brokerage accounts because of the short of the position of the shares available. So you got to get creative. How do we do that? UCO. UCO is a 2 times over. This, I have officially gone short UCO, so I'm short UCO as of this morning. So you can do a traditional short if that floats your boat. That's what I did. I went short this name. However, if you want to do it a little bit more conservative, for those of you who don't have any idea how to short, you could just buy SCO. SCO is the inverse on crude oil. This is not educational purposes, though I do think this could potentially pay. I would rather go short UCO than buy this, but for those of you that don't understand how this works, this is a name that if you're in the camp that you think oil has hit as high as it can hit and you think it's going to start to stabilize, which I do think that, this is a name that you could buy. I personally, as I said, I like hyperliquid. I went short this name. This is where oil was at before the war, by the way. So for me, I bought this I shorted this today at over $40. I am already green on this. I shorted this today. My exact short price was $40 and like 20 cents. I'm already green on this on the day. I think this is going back down to mid 20s, high 20s. So we'll see how that works out. Man, we covered a lot there. All right. What else am I trading? Fastly. I did take Fastly on a swing. I mentioned this earlier the week. You can't deny strength. This is a swing trade for me, not a day trade. I am in this. I did buy it on Tuesday. That was here. I am up now 12, 13%. I think I made a video about this on Monday. I did not buy it Monday. I bought it Tuesday. I wanted to see the confirmation above the prior day's high, which I did. And I get a lot of like questions. People are like, well, why didn't you buy the low? Like, I'm like, because I wanted confirmation. So yeah, I could have bought it here around 25. I bought it here around 28, but whatever, it's higher. I wanted confirmation to make sure the trade was going to work. And so far, so good. So I'm in that trade. Let's see what else we got. IMNM, I continue to mention this. I just think this is going to get bought out. It had a great day on Tuesday, follow through Wednesday. Today, kind of hovering around, really might have an inside day. I don't know yet how this candle finishes, but I did notice, pointing this out, because I am a driver off volume. Volume up substantially on that move Tuesday. They've got a lot of good information coming out. I think also, yes, Clay Siegel, the CEO, again, buying $500,000 a couple days ago. Pretty good sign. I really like this stock. I think this is going to do well. I think this is also going to get bought out at some point. And you see even the headline on the 31st CEO's $500,000 market share purchase. So there you go. So I like the stock. I'm still in this one of the few positions I do have. Gold, as I said, I have IMNM. I have RW. I mentioned this on Monday. I got back into this trade on Thursday or Friday of last week. I am green on this trade about 6-7%. I am swinging this. I do like this name. However, keep in mind earnings are coming up in a couple of weeks. I really like this name in the tech space, electronics. So I am in this as a swing. TGTX. I got back into this on a swing. I mentioned this last week. I took calls. I trimmed a couple calls yesterday, about 25% of my position. I took some profits. I'm letting the rest ride. If we break above this high here from yesterday, that should be certainly on your watch list. This is an oldie but a goldie. I had a couple good trades last year, a couple not so good ones. I own this in my IRA. This is another one I think gets bought out at some point. Multiple sclerosis drug. I love this space coming out of this correction. I think the biotech space is going to just thrive. Everybody near drugs, medication's not going anywhere. I just think this sector is really due for an uptrend. What else do I own? I'm still in Trade Desk. I mentioned this. Look, I mean, it's down here. I bought at 10% stop loss. I'm down 8% on this. I think this is going to catch a bid and go. Anyways, just pointing it out. I am down on that, though, so just for transparency. Intuit still in this. I think I'm like barely green on this. I mentioned I caught the first round. I think I'm like green 1% or down 1%. Is I love this name, so I am trading this, and I also buried some of it in my IRA. Dell, I sold Dell. That was a really good trade. I sold half of it, and then yesterday I sold the other half. Up again today. You can't win them all, but nonetheless, good trade. Strong stock. I don't know that I'm going to look to trade it right now, but just pointing it out. I think that's all for my swing trades and what I'm holding. Oh, iron. Yeah, might as well mention this. I shorted this. I covered my short yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I covered my short. I caught it last week. I made about 12% on this. This is another one I'm going to look to short again. So if you want to put together a watch list for your names, this should be on your short side. Overvalued stock, think is going lower. AXTI, putting that also, this is one I'm looking to short. Not there yet. I need confirmation. I think it's going to come up here to the 21. So I like it around $50 and then you could push it down. This is also on my short list. I have not in that trade as of yet, but that is definitely one I'm considering a short trade. Whew. I think that's it for my short side. So I don't have any other real specific short side trades at the moment. That is more so what I'm sticking with and kind of giving you the names you should trade, names that are hyper liquid. If you were looking to potentially trade, I mentioned this on Monday, if you're potentially looking to short, Hood is one. I have not done it yet. I was considering it on Monday or Tuesday. Fortunately, I didn't because it had an up day. But this is one I'm considering shorting. Maybe on a nice push up, I might short this. Also, PLTR is a name you can short. Oh, sorry. PLTR, I think this is going down. I mean, it's hard to short this name, but I think it's going down. That's it. That's all I got. I'm looking through my list. I mean, look, and I'll go real quickly. IRA, because people ask me like what I hold in my IRA. And so let me just touch on that for a minute since this is a very fast video. I own AMD in my IRA. I own Dutch Bros, TGTX. I own Google. I own Amazon. I own Visa. I own Intuit. And I own VOO, which is the S&P, which I've owned for years and years and years, and VGT, which is a Vanguard Tech ETF. That's it. That's all I own. Or Open Door. Open Door. So people always ask me that, and yeah, that's what I own. So for you guys, I always think that ETFs and indexes are probably very conducive for people that don't actively monitor this stuff. Either way, market trying to get green today. Would love to see that. Oil, love to see oil fall. The big board kind of scrambled everywhere. My conviction is oil's going down. I'm going to stick to that. Keep an eye on some stuff. I gave you guys everything I'm in, what I'm playing, what I'm not playing. I hope you guys have a great week. You could really catch some bounces in this market. I do believe until further confirmed, and I'm pretty light trading right now, or rather light swing trading, until we get confirmation here that we're back up, I'm playing trades very quick, except for a couple names that I pointed out. So, all right, everybody, I hope you have a great weekend, a great Good Friday and Easter, and it is Passover, so happy Passover for everybody, and take it easy. Have a good one.